Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Be an Author mod, which is being made by user Zorkaz. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the ability for you to write your own books and magazines. Well, I mean, write your own to a degree from a preset list of books and magazines, but still, you get to be an author, and that's kind of interesting. Now, this is yet another of the series of profession mods being added in by Zorkaz to give you alternative means of making money besides running around the world murdering everything. And I've very much enjoyed myself with all of these different mods because they add a nice new unique flair to the world that I just find very intriguing, and again, a good alternative to, killing for cash. So how you go about making these books is pretty simple. You just need to go into your workshop mode and build yourself a typewriter, and to do that, you have to go over to the crafting section and then go till you find the typewriter. Now, you'll actually need a typewriter looted from the world somewhere to build this thing, and that's the only prerequisite. Other than that, you can just then place it on the ground if you want to type lying down, or of course on a desk to make some sort of aesthetic sense. And there you go, you have a typewriter. And with this is how you'll make your books and magazines. Now, I should point out before we talk about the books and magazines specifically, these things do nothing. They are entirely objects to be made to then be sold. That is it. They don't offer you skills or buffs or anything like that. You are creating them to sell them, or alternatively to use them as some form of decoration on bookshelves. That too, but mainly sell. Mainly make money. So let's go take a look at the ones we do have, and in here we have the two different categories, one's for magazines and one for books. And what's quite interesting about this, and what I really like about this mod, is the magazines effectively are, you are trying to teach people skills that you know through the medium of magazines, whereas books are a way of telling your story, and the only way to write certain books is if you've actually completed certain quests. And I really like that idea, that if you want to share, say, a hole in the wall, you have to have done a specific quest, and we'll talk about that in more depth in a moment. But for magazines, let's go in there first. Now, for every one of the magazines, no matter which one you wish to create, it will require 15 paper, and you will also need rank 2 in local leader. And basically the idea behind the local leader is that it's your charisma through writing to try and help get your point, or rather your skill, across. And then each individual magazine will then have a specific skill associated with it that you're trying to teach. So for the perfect stance Gun Fu, you need Gun Fu. For medical issues, you need Medic. For the hand-to-hand version of Perfect Stance, you need Iron Fist. For rifle bashing, you need Basher. For melee, you need Big League. And then we have two different rifle stability Perfect Stances, one requiring Rifleman and the other requiring Commando. And so long as you have these, which clearly my character doesn't have ranked in any of them, or actually a few, but not enough high enough level, if you have that, you can then make the magazine and sell it somewhere out there in the world. Become a prolific author of magazines within the Commonwealth. Or you can write books. And as I said, the books are actually based on experiences you've had, and in specific quests. So for instance, A Hole in the Wall, if I actually go over to my other monitor here real quick and scroll down, that one requires you to complete the Vault 81 questline. Once you've completed that, which my character has, you can write A Hole in the Wall. And say, I'm not going to go through all of them, but just a couple. The Chinese ghost stories, that one requires you to complete Captain Zhao's quest. And let's look for just another one here real quick. Oh boy, it's a list over there, and they're both sorted differently from here and on the web page. The USS Constitution. That one, of course, requires the USS Constitution quest. Yeah, So there you go. Now, there are also 2 other books in here that do require skills. The Enigma of the Mysterious Stranger, actually requiring you to have Mysterious Stranger, and Local Botany, requiring you to have Chemist. Now, as for the paper requirements, most of them are 25, but for the ones that are meant to be sort of children's books, they only require 15. But again, you will need a local leader, at least 2 ranks, for you to go about actually making them. And beyond that, you can create some books, and you can see the books are actually worth a lot more than the magazines. The magazines, what were they? Yeah, all of them were a value of 30, whereas the books ranged in value from 70, 60, 25 for the children's book, and yeah, it looks like, oh no, 80 for Local Botany. There you go, that's the highest selling book right there. And yeah, if you're rank 4 of Chemist and have a crap load of paper, you can crank those out and sell them around the Commonwealth. And that... well, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this mod. It's a typewriter that makes books and magazines, which you can either sell or put them out in the world. And they are quite cool. They all do have unique covers on them, as you can see here, where you can actually see what book they are actually selling, which is pretty cool. And of course, they are objects that you can pick up, move around, and even pop into your inventory, and they go into the miscellaneous tab. And yeah, they are a pretty interesting little item. Perhaps not the biggest moneymaker ever, but a moneymaker nonetheless. But yes, that is the Be an Author mod. It's a pretty interesting little thing, and I think a fun additional profession being added in by Zorkaz here. So if you'd like to take a look at this for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is gonna be it for today, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed, and that you do come back for the next episode, when hopefully we'll be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one!